Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. This is the February 11th edition of the Carolina Weather Video here for this Thursday, and our next system heading on in. Boy, what a windy day yesterday. Had numerous wind gusts in excess of 50 miles an hour across many Piedmont zones, even higher winds up in the mountains, and of course they had a lot of snow up in the high country as well. Now, today is going to be a much more docile day here in the Carolinas, but here's our next system. Let me show you the radar. And by the way, this is an image I snapped from our News 14 Carolina interactive radar. You can get that on our website, news14.com. Really a neat tool that you can play around with, look at radar, satellite, and a whole lot of other weather information. Check it out. Again, that's news14.com to find this interactive radar. But notice, there you go, the precipitation breaking out in Texas, and the air mass, at least for the time being, cold enough roughly in that area and points north. It's going to be mainly wintry precip, mainly snow. And we'll see some fluctuations in that line with time. It'll actually cruise southward with time in Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana. Out ahead of that system, you have winter weather advisories in the yellow shaded counties. You have winter storm watches for much of northern and parts of eastern Louisiana, even down to the north shore of New Orleans there, and just north of New Orleans, north of Lake Pontchartrain, much of central and southern Mississippi, central Alabama, southwestern Georgia under winter storm watches. Now, this is going to take a very far southerly track. There is, right here, that is the area of low pressure developing with our next system. It's actually back in this area. And here's the previous low that moved through, brought all the record-breaking snow to parts of the mid-Atlantic states. And now we have Baltimore that has exceeded their seasonal average in terms of their seasonal record, rather, in terms of snowfall. So record season on the way. That has already occurred, and probably more snow before the season ends. But either way, all right, so let me get to the point I was trying to make here before I got off sidetrack there. There's the developing low that's moving in. This is the low that's pulled through, brought all the wind to our area yesterday. That's a really strong low, and it's really cranking. It's going to keep things suppressed pretty far to the south. So that low is going to take a track something like that, pretty far southerly track. Here's the 6C GFS, and a lot of the models now in pretty good agreement excuse me, with this. 1 o'clock this afternoon, snow falling in North Texas, parts of Oklahoma. We go out to 1 p.m. tomorrow, and that swath of snow has moved generally in this area, along into the north of that area. That's where the snow has fallen. Maybe a little too far north there, but you get the idea. Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, seeing some snow with this. And then we go out 6 hours later, that low begins to strengthen a bit off the coast of Florida. And that's when we see the snow spreading into South Carolina. This is 7 p.m. Friday. And from there, 6 hours later, that snow tries to spread up into southern North Carolina, especially the southeastern section. Shoreless Lake Wilmington will see a little snow with this, the Sandhills as well. Charlotte, I do think there's the chance for a period of light snow. I don't think it amounts to much right now, but we'll watch. This still could trend a little north with time. That's possible. So for Greenville, Spartanburg, Charlotte, could see some light snow with this, but looks like most of the accumulations could stay maybe Columbia, Atlanta, points south, but maybe North Georgia included in that as well. But it's a tricky call, the northern extent of that shield of precip. Here's the Canadians' interpretation, and it actually brings some pretty good snows all the way up to the Tennessee border of Alabama and Georgia, and much of South Carolina gets in on that action. And again, say south of I-85 sees the best little shot of some snow on the Canadian. So this does look like a system that for the triad, most of the accumulating snow potential will stay to your south. I think most of the accumulating snow potential stays southeast of Charlotte, but you could be on the fringe of that. And there probably will be some minor accumulations around Wilmington, the Sandhills, and then certainly down into South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, those types of areas. All right, we go now out to the GFS on Saturday, the system pulling away, cold day Saturday. Pretty breezy day Saturday as well. Then we have a very strong Clipper system move in. That's the GFS, 7 a.m. Monday. The Canadian, more bullish on this. It really cranks out a decent swath of precip with this by Monday night. And I know a lot of times we don't have much luck with Clippers trying to get accumulating snow east of the mountains. But this one's strong, and if we can see it dive down in a trajectory where the upper level low actually passes over South Carolina, yeah, I do think some accumulating snow is possible in North Carolina with that one. But if it tracks directly overhead, it looks less likely east of the mountains. So that'll be something we'll watch, the exact track of that pretty potent upper level low. And quickly here, I wanted to look at the extended range pattern, and the European and the GFS in very good agreement. Tons of blocking into Canada. That is a cold-looking pattern that persists for quite a while in the eastern U.S., and the GFS agrees. Here we are on the 20th. Still a lot of chilly air, central and eastern part of the country. Same deal out the 26th. And one more thing about this, of course, the Winter Olympics getting set to kick off, and I've had a lot of problems trying to get snow up into the areas where the events will be taking place. And with that powerful ridge staying in place, no real snowstorms up that way, at least outside of the very highest elevations, and a lot of relatively mild air as well. So the weather not the best for the Olympics, at least the first half of the games. All right, that's it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.